Dear friends of Vedic astrology, I welcome you to my new monthly prediction, my new forecast for September 2025. And if you want to ring the bell and give me a thumb up, then I'll be very happy. Then my thanks go to my Vedic astrology teachers, especially Michael Arulsami. I learned so much from him, and I'm very pleased. My assumptions are this is a purely Vedic astrology analysis, and I take the sidereal time calculation with the Central European time for timing issues. The month of September 2025, on the left-hand side, you see the 1st of September, the planetary constellations. On the right, you see the 30th of September, and in the next step, we look what changes occur and if we have some special topics for the month. Significant topics for the next month. As you can see, we will have a solar eclipse around the 21st of September. That's the application on the left hand side, and on the right you see the 24th of September. There is another speciality in the month, and I will go into this deeper now. Yeah, on the left hand side you see a triangle that combines Saturn and Neptune in Pisces with Uranus in Aries, and on the right side you see Pluto in Capricorn, and these 3 or 4 planets are in connection via a triangle symbol. And you see the other lines going to the Sun and Mercury. You can see like a drake form. And now we have autumn, and the drake going up to the sky is a little bit, literally symbolic. A drake form has a deep meaning because of the connection of several planets. As you can see there, the Sun is direct in opposition to Saturn with Neptune, and that has a special meaning. I will go into this now, deeper into this now. As we have the Sun in opposition to Saturn and Neptune, we can transfer this combination into daily life with the meanings of the Sun being the boss, a leading person, for example, a company leader, a company president, and things like arrangements and contracts are direct in opposition to Saturn with Neptune, and Saturn stands for things like structures, hierarchies, government structures. Yeah, and as these 2 planets are in opposition to each other, that means that leader positions, presidential positions, or leading people, presidents of a country and things like that, could be struggling or changing, because everything towards in opposition to Saturn is undergoing a deep deep review. Yeah? Saturn is like a strong teacher, like a strong master, and if something doesn't fit anymore, it will go into deep change. That's first. Then we have Uranus. Uranus stands for unexpected things, sudden things, and shows some things like earthquakes or sudden floods, things like that. And Uranus is close to fixed star El Sharatan, and that means that impulsive reactions could lead to some difficult, eruptive, some misbehavior or unexpected negative outcomes. When you see at the right-hand side of this triangle Pluto, Pluto stands for people with extreme power, and for plutonium, for nuclear issues. So we will have a look at, for example, a country being threatened by some unexpected Uranus structures of a country, Saturn, and Pluto, some nuclear topics, nuclear plants, nuclear weapons, and things like that, that could be threatened by or threaten a presidential or country leading position, the sun. Close to the solar eclipse on the 21st of September. On the right hand side, we have this triangle again on the 24th of September, and we see the gray lines that combine the position of Mars with 7 degrees in Libra to the 7 degrees position of Pluto in Capricorn, with the 7-degree position of Uranus in Aries. And as Mars has the 4th aspect, the 7th and the 8th aspect, which give extreme power to Mars in towards these positions and these signs, there's an exact degree of combination of aspecting from Mars to Pluto to Uranus, and Pluto and Uranus are exactly in a triangle with Saturn, which is also around 7 degrees, so it's nearly an exact combination. As Mars is impulsive reaction, is overreaction, is misunderstanding, is something like arguing, and is expecting with 7 degrees to Pluto and to Uranus, we could expect that there could be some threats towards countries that have to do with weapons, that have to do with nuclear topics, nuclear weapons, Pluto, that could be conducted or coming into your life suddenly Uranus, and which destabilize country leader, or decisions of a government, of a country leader position, Saturn, Sun. So let's have a look. I hope everyone will stay very aware, very calm, and is not overreacting too fast. And the next point I want to mention is that still Ketu is in Leo, and it stays there until the November of 2026. That means the change of a presidency or a change of a political system or regime could happen until November 2026. When I look at Venus, Venus changes from Cancer into Leo. That means that negotiations and government issues, things like leading positions and contracts are supported by Venus to be more balanced, as Venus is the planet of harmony, of negotiations, and of relationships. Also, business relationships could be meant in this topic. So I hope that Venus will help to calm down negotiations in all kinds. Then we have the Sun. The Sun changes from Leo to Virgo. And Virgo stands for things like accounting issues, and things that have to do with order, proper order, clarity, and also with healing. And that means that in the coming month, there is the view more on these topics that have to do with healing, with proper order and things like accounting or the Sun is supported by Mercury, who changes from Leo into Virgo. As Mercury is in its own sign in Virgo, he gets really strong, and things like trading or healing components and negotiations, as the Sun is also in Virgo, that have to do with healing components. For example, the health insurance topics get more into focus. Mars changes into Libra, and we now heard something about it. Libra is the sign of love, relationships, also business relationships, and as Mars is in Libra, and also harmony and things like that. As Mars is in Libra, these topics come more into focus. It's not so easy this time to stay calm, and it could be that there could be misunderstandings in relationships as Mars aspects Libra by transit. Furthermore, we have Jupiter, and Jupiter still is in Gemini. At the beginning of September until the 8th of September, the planet Jupiter is close to fixed star Rigel, and Rigel means things like wealth, and that could lead to still high share prices, stock prices. The shares of the companies are really valued relatively high in comparison to the economic situation we all face. So if you want to sell some shares or are interested, look at the beginning of September. It could be better than the days afterwards, relating to wealth or high stock market prices. As Saturn still is in Pisces and will remain there for around 2 years, we could expect issues with oil, raw oil, water, and for example, events that have to do with water. That could be floods. And as Pisces is also the sign for wisdom and religious topics, there could be changes in religions or religious threats, religious argues that are based on the religion or the view how one thinks of a religion or not. That means that religious topics come into trouble or cause trouble. And with a combination of the Drake formation, yeah, the religious topics could be a big component of this. At the beginning of September, around the 4th and 5th of September, Saturn is retrograde, still retrograde, and it is close to fixed star Shiat, if you spell it, Shiat. And that means there could occur extreme loss and sorrow and pain and also grief. And that could have to do with weather conditions, with floods, or with religious topics, because it's in Pisces. So I hope it won't get that hard. And that is supported, the flood topic and so on is supported by Neptune, as it is in Pisces too, together with the Saturn, and it is the sign of Pisces, and strengthens the topics that deal with Pisces, relating to floods and things like that. Uranus. We have Uranus still in Taurus for quite a while, remaining quite a while. And here we have a turbulent time for economy and for the stock market. Turbulent related to predictability. It's not predictable, and it could be very unexpected changes there, and it could be eruptive changes, as the nakshatra is Kritika, and Kritika means things like cutting. What isn't fitting anymore is cutted extremely. That means when we transfer it into our life or world related to stock markets, if something isn't worth anymore, there is a extreme cut, or could be extreme cut, for example, for the share prices. There could be strange movements, strange volatility. Yeah, have a look what's that's the main topics. Yeah. So then perhaps you want to look to have a view to my homepage. It's ourvedicastrology.com, because I like to use Vedic astrology to help a lot of people who are interested, and it could really give information if we struggle, if we don't know, if we lost our head for a second, then it could give really good advice and give hope. So here I show you that I make some videos, YouTube videos, for example, in German and in English, on my account, on my channel in YouTube, and also on Instagram and in Telegram. And if you want to book a reading with me in English, for example, then you can go to my website and press the button book your Vedic astrology reading with me, and then you will conduct it till you can choose what you want to be analyzed for a topic. For example, personality, soul's purpose, talents and success, or the profession, appeal and finances, karmic planets and destiny point, and so on. So let's have a look. I wish you all the best and see you soon. Bye bye.